Okay, let's go. Okay, so what do we see about this position? Um, we want to dominate the center. We want to stop him playing. So maybe okay, maybe this. Okay. And so let's just think what we want to do. Maybe this, this. That's sort of watch out for the bishop. We need to get the queen out as well. Knight could swing in here. That's the other thing. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so I'm not swinging the bishop out in the way I thought. So he's trying to hit that pawn in a way. Okay, I'll do this. Oh, there's a check. I had not noticed. Got to be careful in this variant. Apologies. Still got a bit of a cough, but okay, I'm going to do this just so that I can defend b2. And the one thing must keep some time on the clock for mates. This is just true in these variants in general. He wants a pawn, so pawn would be kind of annoying on a3, b2. And he gets his pawn, gets his wish. I have to back off again. There's no future there. So I want to do this next. Maybe this after I've castled. Quite keen on castling. So this. If he attacks this, okay, take it. And now it's a choice. Here. Or here. So here he does have stuff like bishop here, which is weird. Knight takes pawn. Okay, I don't really want to give him a knight ever, because the knight lands here, which is awkward. So if I go there, takes, there's knight here, check. So that just rules that out. I could just back up, and castle. Okay, I'll back up. So hi there, Chuck Moulton. Hi there, Chess Maria, and thanks for the raid, Chuck. Okay, he did what I was sort of expecting. So he's going for this, check, takes, queen takes, and then the queen is being harassed rather. But he only has a knight. No, he only has a bishop to harass me with. But yeah, that's actually losing material. Next knight, pawn takes, knight there, check there, takes, bishop here, and then I've got a counter, bishop takes queen, bishop takes queen. Okay, I'm going to go for this. Also, I don't have to take this at all. I could take this. So let's try and assess what's better. So he took that decision out of my hands. So what I'm going to do is try and get rid of some of the threat. um, that didn't quite feel correct.
Check.
Okay, I have queen takes knight immediately, but I also have something else, which is knight here or bishop here. Bishop here is interesting. Pawn here is interesting. The knight comes back, so bishop here, the knight would just come back. Knight here is interesting. Knight here is really interesting. Knight here, check. Followed by what? I'd say knight here, check has to be worth thinking about. And I did hallucinate slightly, but that's fine. So I'm going to go with knight here, check. So you can't take the knight because of bishop here. But you can do some other things. You could back off, you could... So if he backs off the things I have got this check, maybe when taking the rook at the end of it, maybe not. Only 3:50 on the clock. I I need to have a more sort of concrete plan. Do a semi-defensive check. Okay, knight takes pawn. Oh my goodness, I can't believe he did that. Because this is just checkmate.
Check. Check. Victory.
Okay, that was game one. We're going to be playing
Ready.
4 games, so that's now the same position again, with these rather strange bishops in the middle. Chess Maria says, can JB just hear me? No, this is a serious league match. So, I'm going to do... Okay, I've got to be careful of certain squares. Like this we saw was not such a nice square. Okay, so he's probably going to be thinking of this sorts of ideas. Maybe this will be an answer. And then I have an eye open for this. Okay, so he's thinking of coming in. I need to absolutely hit. I could push again, maybe, but that does help his queen come out. I'm not sure how developed I am. Okay, so I'm thinking of pushing this one. And I could push it again, although his knight does get a nice square. There's also the question of where my knight belongs in this whole setup. So I do that. That's very bad because then this pawn would hang. So this is fine. If necessary, this can come here. So the queen is thinking of coming to a2. I'm thinking of pushing. Oh, really? So he really oh, okay, takes. He's got bishop here, which I hadn't noticed. rook takes, and he has rook there, which is also rather inconvenient. But in the meantime, this pawn is hanging. I could go a6 though. If he takes the pawn, takes here. But I need to be a bit smarter about my development. It doesn't quite feel right. And also my clock time. Okay. Okay, so he's giving up a piece. I'll take this one. Okay, so he doesn't want exchange of pawns. Interesting. Okay, so the important thing is how do I chase pieces away? So knight here, for example, would be a good chaser. Would it do the job? I think it would. Oh, he just takes. Okay, fair enough. There are no knight checks, hopefully. So he castles, and I castle as well. So I've got to be careful. He's got pawns. My light squares are a tiny bit weak. So he's trying to get to work on my light squares, which makes a lot of sense. So if I go knight there, check, he can go takes, takes, and knight here, rook takes pawn. Okay, so I want to go to there. So you have to keep attacks going, basically. So he's hitting the rook. I've got knight takes knight, simply. So knight takes knight.
Check.
And oh, he takes this way. Okay, that's interesting. Because it feels like maybe I have some ideas now. Do this. Got to be careful. Let's see. Bishop takes pawn. So if knight takes rook, it doesn't yet have an onward plan. Bishop. Okay, he does this. That's interesting. So it's like, how do I make progress in this position? I could hit that knight, obviously, but that's giving him a bishop, which I'm very wary of doing. So I'm going to do this, takes, but then he just replaces a knight there. But then I have bishop takes, replace the knight there, but then, yeah, this is a slightly stronger, hopefully. So yeah, welcome everyone in the Twitch chat. I can see lots of the regulars. It's great to have so many of you for a non-Lichess stream. So PyChess is exciting. Okay, so he goes knight takes rook. So I could go bishop takes knight or rook takes knight, or go straight in with something like bishop takes pawn. But he's got 1-2 defenders and I've got 3 attackers. So yeah, I'm going to take this knight. The knight can't be a bad thing to have, for example, here. Got to be careful of the long diagonal. Simply does that. So what do I do here? I could take the rook and then go there, check, yes. What's the continuation? He's trying to buttress, against me. Okay, I'm going to take the rook anyway. I'm trying to think what was the correct move order there. Okay, and go for this. So he has to take, and he does.
Check.
Okay, I'm going to keep a bishop in hand for that, just to block that off. And the other thing I need is so I need to cover this square somehow. Easiest way of doing that, by the way, is like so.
Check.
Okay, I hadn't thought of that. So I have to take that, I guess. I have to take that. Small mercies, this diagonal is blocked off. That's the only thing I can say about that. Now let's calculate. Takes there. Not seeing it. And then there, okay. And then there, check. Okay, with so what's the idea? So if bishop here, okay, so he's simply discarding this square. Very simple. Okay. But I can go rook here, check, takes, knight takes pawn, check. Here. Bishop here, check. But then he has king takes knight. So do that again. Rook here takes, knight takes pawn, check. Here. Bishop here, check. Rook here, check. Rook takes. Knight takes, pawn check, takes. Maybe knight here. Okay, rook there, check, takes. Knight there, check, here. I've only got one knight. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, so I got to do this. If he gets a knight, he's dangerous.
Check.
So the rook I need. If I just move to the side, what are you going to do? Yeah, let's do that. Queen takes bishop. Okay, now I do the mate.
Check. 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 Victory.
Yes! Sorry, that just very pleased with that mate, finding that mate.
Ready.
Okay, so now we have a completely new position. Queen in the center, bishops need developing. That my hunch is to go d4. I'm going to push my knight here. I'm going to go d4 and maybe like almost play a... Yeah, so is there any square I need to be careful of? Yes, there is, this one. You know, that is a little bit worrying, that square. But I can just always go this to sort it out. Okay, so I think this is just going to be like a normal game of chess. Just hit this one here. Just take this knight out quickly while I can. I should take this knight out quickly as well while I can. And I'm sort of slightly nervous about this position. Okay, no immediate threats, but I haven't developed that much, that's all. Maybe he's trying to push this. So he's got 1, 2, but I've got 3 controlling that. Okay, I'm just going to castle. So I have a sort of familiar setup, and I missed that, which is really annoying. It's annoying because I'm going to lose tempi. Okay, I'm just going to develop. I had to give it my queen a square. Okay, the only good thing about that is it took him to move. Well, it took me a move moving my queen as well. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about that at all. But I need to attack hard. I mean, the only small mercy is that this is well defended. He uses the pawn to attack me. Okay, I take. Okay, I'm actually going to do this. Okay, takes, takes. So it's slightly uncomfortable. So I think it's important to get something maybe on this square, maybe. He might attack my knight, but my knight wants to move anyway, so that's not intrinsically the problem. I don't really want to... Okay, he's attacking my bishop. Interesting. So if he gets a bishop, so what? Okay, I'm going to put another bishop on here. And my idea is maybe. Okay, so he blocks up his bishops. So I guess I can consider that a success of a kind. Okay, I need to back off this king. H1 or G1. The problem is he puts something on H3 when I do. So I'm not sure if I want to just yet. So if, I don't really want to give him pawn. He's already got one pawn. Okay, I'm going to do this. The idea is this sort of direction. Even this.
Check.
Okay, he does that. Do this. So that's the immediate threat, and other less immediate threats. Okay, I think I'm just going to go for the queen. I think that's the right thing to do.
Check. Check.
So do I go for the queen? I think I go for the queen. There's also bishop takes pawn check, which is tempting. That's even more tempting. But maybe he has a counterattack. Like, does he have some check picking up my knight, for example? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's scary. So what about... Okay, hang on. Bishop takes pawn is check. That's something very forcing. So rook takes, and I'm worried about a bishop here check picking up my knight. So what I do is I go pawn here check. That doesn't work. I think just taking the queen is good. Pawn there takes queen. Yeah. Do I want to take pawn first or not? Just take the queen, I think. Take the queen. Yeah, just take the queen. I was looking if there's something better. I think taking the queen is the best. Yeah, it keeps all his pieces very passive. I've got queen here, check, and queen takes pawn. Next, if I want it, and then that's hitting the rook.
Check.
So queen takes pawn is hitting the rook. Might have to sack the queen. It has no future there, that's the only problem. Oh, but he goes this way. I mean, he could have been more demanding of me, hitting my queen and forcing me to sack. But he goes this way, so bishop takes pawn is interesting. At h6 is just really, really interesting. Bishop takes pawn, just rook takes pawn. There's nothing direct. At h6 it's just simply undermining f6. So it's a very natural move. Also, pawn here is quite tempting. What would he do? Maybe knight there is the problem. Pawn f6, h6 is just a little bit more forcing. So I'm going to go pawn h6 first. The point being, if he, for example, did knight here, knight takes queen, he doesn't have time because queen takes rook would be mate. So that's the idea. Oh, it's check.
Check.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I just blew it. I just assumed everything was fine. He's now got a knight and a queen, and I wasn't paying attention. So, is anything... he's going to get the knight there, king there, queen there, king takes knight. And it's all going to come down to this square. And maybe there's a miracle and I'm okay. My goodness, if it's a miracle. Yeah, that's just a miracle. There was no need to get that wrong. And in the meantime, by the way, that's a real problem. If he just does something like takes. He's just losing too much material. Okay, I just got lucky this game, and I think I'm okay. But you can never be sure. Oh, maybe he does have an idea. No, it doesn't work. So the idea is just knight this, but it just gets taken, and there's no knight check after it takes, and then the queen could come back or anything could happen. So he will do knight here check, and I will do king here, because the reasoning is
Check.
no, this doesn't work.
Check.
I don't know what he's thinking. He's only got a pawn and a queen. What's he thinking? And I could even go queen takes just to be really safe. I'm going to go queen takes just to be absolutely sure.
Check.
I could put the queen in the way. He's still got a pawn though. I could put the pawn in the way. So he's only got one check. And I'm threatening all kinds of stuff. That being the worst. Three knights, that's not survivable. Okay, this game I was lucky. Because I was very, very careless. Okay, so what should we do here? I mean, I can go queen takes. I can go, what should I do? I should go... knight here, check.
check,
I'll take the queen and threaten mate in 2. And the mate goes like this. Queen here,
check,
cutting off, knight takes pawn.
victory,
Yes. Okay,
ready,
game 4. Game 4 out of 4. Okay, so it's going to be the same position again. What did we learn from the last one? Oh my goodness, it went by too quickly. Yes, I know what we learned. It was like a normal game of chess. Nothing too scary, but watch out for at h3. He castles straight away. Seems reasonable. I'm going to put my bishop out first before castling, just to stop. Yeah, I really like that. What I got. The fact that his bishop's blocked in, I like that a lot. And again, I'm going to do this just to try and control this a little bit. It doesn't, but takes. Yeah, it doesn't control it, but never mind. I could chase the bishop away. Or not. No need, I'll just castle. Okay, now what's the next step in this game? Yeah, this knight needs urgently to be developed to here and maybe to here. And this pawn needs development, maybe to here. And this knight is actually, it's getting a bit of play. And that's something else I should learn from last game. Don't hang a b7 pawn. Or, well, I don't know, it worked out well, but I was lucky. So yeah, try not to hang b7 pawn. So maybe there's a different way of playing this would be this, 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 and this. That feels quite slow. That feels quite slow. Okay, I'm gonna just chase that piece first. Oh, he just backs off. Okay, I mean I can just. Okay, I'm gonna. The other thing about this, if he ever gets a pawn, then that pawn here is a bit annoying. So what if I go here, knight here, and then here? Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to try and go for this. But I need to stop this nonsense on b7. Okay, so he's going a different route. He's not I don't have the same issues as I had last time. Okay, now I think this bishop's done its job of blocking up this to some extent, but it hasn't done the job of this. So maybe here takes, yeah, so I want to push e5 myself. Takes, push. Takes. Yeah, so I actually do control something at the moment. I could back off to g6. Yeah, I'm going to back off just to g6. It's keeping it as active as possible. It means it could be hit with tempo, but then I want to push this. So it's like a game of chess. And the one piece that needs active, where's that knight going? If I hit it, it's going back somewhere. So that's good. And the one piece that that needs to be sorted out is this knight, which I guess is going to go this way. There's also the immediate threat. Okay, so he takes this. I could take back with the pawn or the queen. Where's that knight going? Okay, if I take back with the queen, I think he wants to put a knight here, maybe. Is that doing anything? Because then you'll have knight takes pawn. No, that's all well defended, so I'm not quite sure. There's also knight here. So it turned out that was what he was thinking. Okay, so I'll do this. Not hanging anything. Good. Okay, so he goes for the bishop instead of the knight. That knight looks kind of easy to take next move. So I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take this knight first. Now, do I just go for material or do I try and go for something smarter? Yeah, this is a problem. So I'll go with the queen. So I just need to get my pieces on and I should be a piece up. So it might be possible actually even to grind this in a way, just with the extra piece. Knight here is interesting, if I do want to sack that piece. Okay, he's going to put his knight back on there, that's the problem. Yeah. So I'm going to put a bishop here, so takes and he replaces. True, but or bishop here, which I could take back with the knight. Potentially take back with the knight, maybe. No, don't take with the queen or knight. Okay, if I take with the knight, so you place his bishop here. Just trying to bring my pieces into the game. He goes bishop there. Yeah, maybe that wasn't so smart. So I just go bishop here, but then he takes and puts another bishop there. Okay. Just trying to gain control. Ultimately, they're equal pieces, so it's not, just need to watch the time. And if I get another bishop, then yeah. I mean, I'm very happy with the bishop here, obviously, because it's guarding f6. If he takes it, okay, too bad. Ah, he goes to the pawn. Good move. So I go rook here. If he takes my knight, okay, so I've kind of taken away the square for the knight, but that's okay. He's getting his piece back. Okay, fine. So that little exchange meant he got his piece back. Okay. So in fact, material is level again. Material is level, but I got my knight out. That's all. Great, and sacked it. Interesting. So the knight's thinking of looking at the bishop. So does he want bishops? He's already got bishops. Bishops galore. I mean, knight here is the most direct thing I could do. Bishop here is also interesting. If he has bishops, he'll put them here, and yeah. So bishop here is also interesting, although just it can just be pushed. Knight here is very interesting. Takes pawn. Yeah. I'm going to go knight here. Okay, I need to focus. Yeah, I quite like it because this piece has a future. You can't just ignore it. So it's actually really annoying. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that move. Knight f4. Whether it turns out to be good or not, we'll see. But it's quite hard to defend g2. In fact, what do you do? Defend g2. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so knight takes pawn, king takes. Pawn here, check. Knight takes pawn, king. Knight takes pawn. If he goes knight takes bishop. Okay, so my secret in this position is I don't value the queen in this attack. That's my secret. So after that I take this. Yep, it's all over. I mean, I think it's all over, but we'll see. Yeah, I think I see mate. Yeah, so if bishop takes queen, I'll explain the mate. It was knight takes rook, check. So it's check, so he has to move the king somewhere or block. Obviously block is necessary. If block, rook at h1, king takes at g2, protected by the knight, king backs, knight at h3, checkmate. If instead he blocks on g2, there was knight at h3, rook at g1, smothered mate. Remember the bishop has gone off and taken this queen. So that's why it was. That's why he had to defend, and I shouldn't have been explaining. I should have been thinking of my next move, but it's just too fun. It was a fun little thing. Okay, so it's a good move. If I just go knight takes rook, knight takes rook. Yeah, knight takes rook's good. He's pinned, so you can't even. Do anything. And then so the bishop is pinned, he's got no pieces in hand. Just has to take the knight, basically. Yeah, it's quite difficult for him. Very difficult for him. This pin is just lethal. Yeah, I mean, this is just resignable practically. Okay, so probably knight takes knight is the best try. Then there's knight here. Threatening knight takes bishop check. Again, he can't take it. I shouldn't play too quickly because I need to. Well, no, I do need to. I've only got 2 minutes, and I want to make sure I get this right. So the bishop can't really be defended, is basically the problem. So the only thing he can do is just back off the bishop to try and save the piece. But then I just take it in the same trap he can't take here. And again, my knight has a future. Now the alternatives, I go for knight at h3, king here. But then this pawn is too well defended by this, so I don't see anything there. So I think just taking it's very safe. So knight takes bishop. There's no way of defending this bishop. Basically, there are no knight places a way to defend the bishop. That's what puts him in such a bind. It's just his pieces are not developed. So actually, all the kind of getting my knight out by a very slow and tortuous route actually proved really successful. So I'm actually really pleased about this game. And I cross fingers I do convert it accurately. Don't leave a knight hanging and knight here check or something. Or leave my queen hanging with check like last game. Yeah, this should be fine. This should be good. Bishop here, what will I do with bishop here? I think knight takes bishop, simply. He'll go knight takes knight. And I've got a lot of pieces then. So, where's the... I should really calculate. Okay, so knight takes bishop, knight takes knight. If he goes bishop back, so I do knight takes bishop. He takes back with the knight. Okay. So he takes back with the knight. Oh, he does this. No. This can't work, can it? Because what's he actually doing with that move? Like, just knight takes knight, I'm just winning another knight? Like, what's going on? He's got no pieces, that's kind of the problem. Okay, now he really does have to take that knight because it's threatening mate. And now I'm coming in. With knight here check, pawn here, king takes. Another knight. Yeah, so he does take it, okay. So what's the best way of finishing this off? I was thinking knight here check.
Check.
Yeah, this should finish it off. Oh, hang on a second. Okay, let's calculate it. What I'm worried about is just this. That's the only thing I need to be worried about. So how do I cover that? I mean, one way of covering it is simply just go pawn there. Oh yeah, so knight here is covered. Okay, that was the point of this move. Okay, suppose I go bishop here check. That's kind of... Then if pawn takes bishop, then I have pawn there check takes, knight there, and then the mate works. So let's try that. Bishop here check.
Check.
Let's not mess this up. If he blocks with a knight, then what? Then knight takes pawn check, bishop takes knight, knight here checkmate. Okay, so 4-love. Good games. Hope you enjoyed, guys. This is ZH960. You can check it out on pychess.org. I hope that's been an instructive stream. and an enjoyable stream. Bye everyone.